Okay, we should be live, ladies and gentlemen. I went a little bit live a little bit early because I was just sitting here. How are we all doing today, though, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. In fact, let me pop the chat out real quick just so I can speak to you guys better. So yeah, I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. There's like 2 big videos to go over, and there's like loads of articles as well about some new Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl stuff. So I thought I'd just stream it and do something a little bit different, because honestly I didn't really want to just record myself reacting to like 2 videos and going over loads of articles because there's so much information. How are we all doing though? Lars, welcome to the stream. Urte, Bradley, welcome to the stream. Orange, to Sukumi, Dimitri, Opin, Speedsters, Kiara, Wolf Gaming, how you doing? Marlon, welcome to the stream. Kusa, Mugsy, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We've got Dark Swamp, how you doing? Cliffside, welcome to the stream. Zach, Alex, Danny, welcome to the stream. Shadows Order, Uncle Brian, Daney, Golden Fire, Seth, Anton, Moonlight Diamond, Roshan, Eris, Spatial Rend, how you doing? Mario, welcome to the stream. Mystic, Katsu, welcome to the stream. Roshan, Mina, Oldnet, how you doing? Ash, Rui, Jeremy, welcome to the stream. Jason, Trav Time, Uncharted, how you doing? Matthew, welcome to the stream. Sato, how you doing? Avery, I should say. Nix, welcome to the stream. Mobeen, Garen, there's no new trailer. No, there's new gameplay. Look, I'll show you just so you guys look. There's new gameplay and stuff happening.
Remake.
And then they basically talk about like everything. Basically, what happened was like people got to see like previews and stuff of the game, and so they've uploaded videos about it. There's 2 big videos. Like there's a 15-minute video here, talking about the games, and then there's a 5-minute video here, and then there's like a bunch of articles as well to go over. So instead of just sitting down and recording it, I thought I'd just stream it. But yeah, there's loads of information to go today. So I kind of just want to jump into it. I didn't know there was new info about BDSP. There's new info about, did we hear anything about TMs? Apparently, I haven't watched them yet, but apparently there's new information about TMs, XP share, apparently underground, stuff like that. You watched the 5-minute one just now. Yeah, so we're going to be watching them, breaking them down and stuff. And yeah, I thought it's a little bit something different, you know. Just started watching you and I'm such a fan already. Hey, thank you, I appreciate that. Right, let me just turn off music real quick, because I just want to kind of jump into it, because I've been stopping myself from watching this. So we're going to watch it. And we're going to see what kind of new stuff there is.
Hello friends and welcome to new gameplay today. Unfortunately we don't have a ton of time, but I am Alex Stadnick and I am joined with the king of late night, John Carson. Hello sir.
Right.
Hey, we're gonna keep it tight.
First of all, is the music, like, does the sound all good and everything? Is the sound all good before I get into it? Because where's this trailer? This one's on Game Informer, and then there's also one on Game Explain. Was the music, is this okay? Is this
Today,
is this too loud?
We are looking at some Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining
sweet.
Pearl.
All right.
Which is a remake of the Diamond and Pearl games for the Nintendo DS.
Right.
Which
So
I
let's
am
see all this
so
new
excited
information.
for, especially to play on the Switch OLED. You get to preview the game a little bit, hands-off preview.
Yeah.
The game a little bit, and I just want you to go, man. Tell me everything that's good and why I should be excited.
Yeah, so we had a demo with Nintendo of America and a representative from the Pokemon Company International who showed us.
Thank you for the dono. I appreciate that, Dimitri. Palkia is the most underrated legendary. Palkia is the most underrated legendary.
Palkia is the most underrated legendary.
Some of the game.
It's a bit of a good legendary.
And what they stressed going in was this is a faithful remake of Diamond and Pearl.
Okay.
If you look at like the world and like the characters walking around the world,
Bro, I'm so
it is
excited for the
still
underground. Look how good it
top-down,
look how good it
aspect
looks.
like you had in those games. But then what they stressed was they made a bunch of quality of life changes to this game. So they are bringing in a lot of the stuff from Sun and Moon, and maybe X and Y had it too, and Sword and Shield. So when you're in battles, you could see the appropriate effectiveness of moves that your Pokemon's can use against the opponent's Pokemon, which is nice.
So that's something that they've added. So basically, when your Pokemon, when you have like information on a Pokemon, like you catch it in the Dex or something, just like they did in Sword and Shield. So let's say, like, take a Roselia for example. When the when you're in against the Roselia and you've caught one before, it basically comes up saying if the move's like good or not against it. So if you were like hovering over Wing Attack on a Roselia, it'd be like super effective, like they have in Sword and Shield. So that's a quality of life update that they've kind of added. Which
They
is
added
good.
things like new HM,
New HM
activations where you don't even have to have Pokemon with an HM.
This is also an interesting screen as well, because obviously with the statues, that kind of like indicates what kind of hideaways you discover, and I feel like that's what these like kind of type things here mean as well. Did you see it in the battle? Is it auto XP? Is it auto XP? I think the XP share is on it. Yeah, I think they'll talk about that in a second though. But yeah, I think these things. Thank you so much for the 2 again, Dimitri. I appreciate it. They're basically making the game easier. I feel. I think they're just adding things that make it easier to play. I don't think they've necessarily like made the difficulty easier, but I'm not too sure. Let's keep watching.
Move learned to use the HM, like a random wild Pokemon will just show up and use it, which is weird.
Yeah.
But that was something that they've eliminated in newer games, so that's how they're figuring it out for this one.
There's no option to turn the XP share off.
Did you see it? In the battle, is it auto exp?
Are you sure? I've been told that you can turn the XP share off from what I saw on Twitter. Are you sure?
And I guess cut to here. What we're looking at right now are the underground scenes.
So this is the underground. Look how good the hideaway
Diamond and Pearl, which is like this whole world that's underneath Sinnoh. And
there's items in the hideaways.
You're able to.
There's items in the hideaways.
You can dig for fossils and items. Here, you can actually get those statues that we saw the Pokemon trainer putting into their secret base.
This is new footage,
which is a room where you put Pokemon statues, and those Pokemon statues that you put in there will affect what kind of Pokemon you actually find in the underground.
That's like a fight. Okay, so that's the fighting statue.
So if you're putting in like bug Pokemon statues, like 3 or 4 of them in your secret base, it'll let you know that you're going to be able to find more bug Pokemon or electric Pokemon or whatever it is. But
so it's not necessarily the Pokemon that are specifically in there. It's that type, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, it could be other things too. That was just one thing that they decided to show us was just Pokemon typing. Now there were different types of statues. Even there were shiny statues.
Wait, hang on a minute. Did you just say there's shiny statues?
There were shiny statues. But they didn't really go into what those shiny statues do. I don't know if it's like a greater chance of that.
Okay, hang about. That's a bit of big information there. 1 second. Hang on. Hold on to your hats. You can find shiny Pokemon statues. Does that mean that is that like a new shiny hunting mechanic? Because I made a video about that like a month ago or something, talking about how the hideaways could be like a new shiny hunting mechanic.
Into what those shiny statues do. I don't know if it's like a greater chance of that type of Pokemon showing up, but there's a bunch of statues and there's a bunch of things to collect down there and find Pokemon that you wouldn't normally find above ground.
That would be kind of mad if like the more shiny statues you had, like it increased your chances or something. If they stacked, that'd be mad. Surely shiny statues are difficult to find though, surely. Like they won't be just giving them out willy-nilly.
Yeah. And then
fantastic.
I guess right here we're looking at a gym, I believe. It looks like a gym. This was not part of our actual gameplay demo, but
they just drop that out so casually. Shiny statues is like mad. That's such a massive thing, and they just casually said,
"I'm so excited for this because this is my first time getting to play this this gen."
Yeah.
And I love the changes, like having Chimchar and your Pokemon follow you.
Yes, you can have one Pokemon follow you at a time, which is great, and they all walk and run at different speeds and in different ways. So no matter which Pokemon you have out there, it kind of shows its personality out in the field.
He's so cute. Look at him. Yeah.
The music.
I love the best of the best of the starters in this game. Anyways, what are we looking at right here?
Yeah, contest. So this is the Super Contest show, which is something they had in Diamond and Pearl, where you're having your Pokemon show off moves.
I feel like it's a rhythm
game. They added
though.
this rhythm game to it to give the player a little bit more to do. But while you're doing this, you can see that your Pokemon can use their contest move to interrupt things and try to make a bigger splash to score higher in the contest.
Fantastic. So, yeah. When do we get in the remakes, John?
We get the remakes on November 19th on Nintendo Switch.
Exclusively, baby.
Exclusively.
John, thank you so much for this new info. Viewers, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. You know the thing at this point. Thanks. Be good to one another, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
So they've got shiny statues, everything like that. That's an intro. We've got like a 15-minute one here as well. There's also like articles to go over as well. Like Joe Merritt basically posted like a bunch of different articles. So these are all people that have literally seen the half-an-hour footage and then wrote about it, and there's just so much stuff to go over. But I mean, we're gonna concentrate on the videos, but I also kind of want to read a couple of the articles as well. But this is the big 15-minute one that I really wanted to watch. Where can I watch this? This is on the Game Explain YouTube channel. TM's break now. Well, I'll do a video on it later, yeah. I just kind of wanted to...
So Little Birdie told me that you got to see Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl for a 30-minute preview session. Is that right?
Yep, just a little while back.
All right, so tell us, what exactly did you get to see of the game in that time, or what did they show you exactly?
So the 30 minutes were mostly spent on the different features of the game that we had revealed to us in the last few trailers. So we got a better look at the Grand Underground, we got a look at the Super Contests, making Poffins, because that's like everyone's favorite thing in Gen 4. The Amity Square, so you can like walk around with your Pokemon, and then just general gameplay otherwise. But we didn't have that before, so I mean, this is nice, honestly.
Yeah, this was our first real extended look at the game. So what was it like seeing it, in this extended preview?
I really feel like it's a lot more of a rhythm game.
It's kind of funny because with each trailer we've had for the game so far, you look at it and it's like, yep, they're definitely adapting the Sinnoh region or Pokemon Gen 4 really nicely. But then you actually get to see gameplay, not just a trailer for it. And it just brought me back, like those memories of like 15 years ago now. Like I felt like I was jumping right back into it. And you know the whole thing of like when you look at something from so long ago and in a remake, you're like, wow, this is what I imagined it looked like back then. Like you didn't realize what it looked like before. Yeah, that's how I felt with this. It's such a faithful recreation of the art style into like a nice 3D setting that it really made me think like this is what I imagined the game looking like back then. It just looked really nice. And obviously there's changes on top of that were apparent as we went through, but it really perfectly invokes the nostalgia of the old games.
That's awesome to hear. But I do know, some people, when it comes to remakes, people are always going to be, hypercritical or hyper into it. Like it feels like there's a little middle ground between the two, and the art style in this case, some people have taken some issues with. But did you have any concerns yourself that were assuaged by seeing it in this extended preview now?
I think the only real concern I has, well, I guess concerns if in quotes,
because it was really only level 16 as well. That Murkrow, it was only level 16 in the hideaway.
Real concern I has.
So I'm hoping that the levels scale or something, and they're not all just level 6, like low levels when you go into the hideaway, because that thing's only level 16, but Stravia's level 26. So I hope that it goes up. I hope it's just not stuck at like level 16. This isn't a final trailer. This isn't a trailer, no. This is new gameplay. Basically, loads of different like news places got to watch 30-minute gameplay on it. And so this is new gameplay, and they're also talking about new information to do with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. We'll probably get a trailer like next week or something, but this is just new gameplay and new information about the games.
Well, I guess concerns, if in quotes, because it wasn't really major concerns, but it come up in previous discussions we had done of wondering how faithful these remakes would be. Are they going to be like purely one-to-one, or are they really going to go with quality of life updates to enhance the experience on top of recapturing the old experience?
Bar, something that I just realized.
We definitely got to see a good amount of.
The HP bar goes down so quick. Like, in the original Gen 4 games, you could literally go and make a coffee by the time that you scratch and do, like, 10 HP to Blissey. But in these ones, it just shoots down.
Quality life updates.
Which I didn't even realize.
Made me feel pretty happy, honestly.
Okay, great. So I guess what feature excites you the most to revisit the game? Or tell me more about the features you saw that you're like, you know what? This is why I want to revisit this game. Like, is there anything it's fixing or addressing you remember having issues with it before, or something they're adding that you're particularly excited for?
With Gen 4, there's a lot that I really liked about it originally, but take for example the contests. I loved the contests back in the day, but they were like maybe 10 minutes per session. Like they were a long mini game. Now it's a lot faster. I think it took about 2 minutes at most to run through the entire thing.
Contests are now around 2 minutes long. That's kind of a madness, to be fair, because like they're online, so I bet it takes longer to find a lobby of like 4 people to do a contest. 2 minutes is how long it takes to do a contest. That's actually so fast. I don't know if I like it that it's that fast.
It's completely changed because now it's basically just a rhythm game.
It is just a rhythm game.
It looks genuinely pretty fun, and I'm actually really excited to do that with friends. That's one of the things I've been loving most about Pokemon games in recent years. Not just playing with friends and connecting with friends in general, but the different like mini games and different things you can do with friends, like the raids in in Sword and Shield, for example. I love the different connectivity you can have with friends, and the fact that you can do the contests with friends, and they're not terribly long anymore.
I don't think 10 minutes was terribly long. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's not long at all. Like, 10 minutes for a contest, I think, is a good amount of time. I think 2 minutes is just way too quick. Because it just means that every round is... Because there's like 3 rounds in each contest. That means that every round's going to be like 40 seconds long. Which is... Like, that's silly. I think 2 minutes is way too short. I hope
really
he's just kind of got that like wrong.
Did you find out much more about the online or anything that we didn't know about it before?
So it sounds like the online features are about the same as what they were for the original games back in the day on the DS, except obviously it runs a lot better. No longer over Nintendo Wi-Fi connection.
I remember those days.
There's some changes. So obviously you could still like play with other players or like battle them or trade Pokemon as usual. You can do contests together. Sadly, you cannot make Poffins together anymore.
Wait, what was that?
Which was sadly, you cannot make them or trade Pokemon as usual. You can do contests together. Sadly, you cannot make Poffins together anymore.
Can't make Poffins anymore.
Which was just
it's a little sad here after all.
There's the XP share. As you can see, all the Pokemon are getting like experience points for killing that Roselia. So obviously the Pokemon that's out in the front that actually just battled it gets the most. And then depending on the level is how much XP the Pokemon gets. So your level 19 Dustox gets 166, but your level 22 Machop gets 141. So yeah, the XP share is in the game, which has been confirmed. We just don't know if you can turn it off or on. Some people are saying you can't turn it off. Some people are saying you can.
All your talk about, working with friends and everything, and now we find out a feature that was multiplayer originally, I believe, is now single player only, right?
Yeah, so originally, and I could be wrong on this, but originally you could connect with players and it would let you make better Poffins by essentially each player could put in more berries then. So you get you just get something better out of doing it multiplayer. Now you can just do that on your own. So functionally it's the same, but the teamwork aspect of it is gone, sadly.
So it's kind of
Gage, you can't make Poffins online. You it's just all single player. So you can't. You used to be able to do Poffins with other people, but now you can't. It's been taken out. It's just single player now.
Simplified, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's a nice. To be fair, it's a quality of life improvement that's good because it means you don't need the multiplayer to get a good item. But it is sad that the connectivity behind that is gone.
Right. That makes sense.
Speaking
of connectivity in a way, in an in-game sense, I saw that you can apparently access your PC from anywhere. Is that a new feature to the game, or?
So, I don't remember which generation this was actually added in. It was 7 or 8, but in more recent Pokemon games, just when you open up the Pokemon menu, you can then access your PC with the press of like the R or Y button or something. And easily kind of change up your party. But every time before that, you always had to go to the Pokemon Center or home or somewhere to the PC to then boot it up and move everything around as you need to. And this was obviously one of the games originally that did that. But now you don't need to. So now you can just boot up the Pokemon menu, swap out your party as you need to. It makes it very, very easy for those.
I'm glad they brought that. So you can access your PC anywhere. That's kind of busted at the same time, though, if you can do it like Hammy says. If you can do that in the Elite Four. I like it. I like that you can access your PC anywhere, though, because it just makes life easier instead of having to run to the PC in like the nearest Pokemon Center. I suppose I wouldn't have minded that much if HMs were just normal, if you can access the PC anywhere. Because if you stood in front of a cut tree, it doesn't take that long to just go into your PC from that point and just swap out a Bidoof or whatever, and then swap it back in. I guess it wouldn't have been that bad, but yeah, I mean, they've obviously gotten rid of like having to teach HMs to Pokemon.
For those who like to get shiny Pokemon by hatching eggs. Instead of having to run everywhere, they could just easily swap everything out.
I want to hear more about these shiny statues.
Yeah, so you're saying that appeals to you then, I'm guessing.
Yes. Very much so.
Is there anything else? Any other new key features you learned about from seeing it?
So I'll talk about the Grand Underground a bit, because that was a big thing that when we saw in I think it was a couple trailers back now, where it's like very similar but also very changed from the original game, where functionally it's there the same thing of you can go underground, you can connect with friends online, you can mine for materials, you can customize a secret base. But what they added now is there's these like hideaways where wild Pokemon can appear, and you actually see them in this overworld, more like the Let's Go games or even Sword and Shield. And then you can interact with them and then battle those Pokemon. So it's definitely like a nice addition, and I believe it seems to add Pokemon you can't normally find across Sinnoh. At the same time, these are in like smaller like sections, so it's not the entire underground like this. So that is a major change to it. But we did learn that, I guess going back to the multiplayer connectivity, you can still like play that with friends and visit your friends' bases, but the mini game that came with that in the original games is gone. There was like a capture the flag you can do originally, because you can customize your base and then you have to add a flag to it, and you can make like puzzles and like a little maze through your base for other players to kind of struggle to get the flag. But the capture the flag is gone.
No! Oh my god, they've actually taken that out. That's actually so depressing. They've taken capture the flag out and like traps and everything. Oh my god, if you didn't play the original Gen 4 games, basically in the underground with like your secret bases, you had a flag which other players had to grab, and you could set traps and everything to stop them from grabbing it. That was one of the things I was looking forward to doing the most. Like, I was going to do so many fun like capture the flag streams and everything. I cannot believe they've taken that out. That was one of the best things about the underground. I can't believe they've taken that out. I'm actually really upset about that.
Sadly.
That sounds epic. They cut out the most epic sounding feature where you can make your own like capture the flag mazes and stuff.
Yeah, it's a little upsetting, unfortunately. I forget how you can stop the other players. Because I know if you're playing at the same time. Because if you had them as friends, you can kind of visit their den whenever. But if you were playing at the same time, you can stop each other from stealing the flags. But I don't remember how exactly that worked, unfortunately. But now that's just gone. You can still visit. You can still visit the dens, but I think you can only really put like statues in there now, and you can't really put like all these different decorations to make it your own, other than Pokemon statues.
That's kind of bad then. They've actually kind of messed up a bit on secret bases. He said there that the only thing that you can really put in your secret bases are statues, and that all decorations have gone and stuff, which is kind of mad. Like, that's like, I don't know, man. They've kind of messed up with that, to be fair. I think they've kind of ruined secret bases.
So it sounds like, minus the capture the flag loss, this is overall an improvement to how it works.
Yeah, because in the original games, unless you were explicitly playing with friends, there was no real incentive to go to the underground. But now there's a lot more, because you can use it to try to get special Pokemon or different types of Pokemon that you're looking for. You can customize the base to
lost, like, all the good things about the secret base,
increase the chances of certain types appearing in the hideaways. So you can really like set your playing field basically and run to the underground as you want to, and use it to catch even more Pokemon or get special items with the mining minigame, which is looks
we have online
pretty much identical,
well.
and I'm excited about that because I really like that mining minigame.
We have online, which it's really annoying because the underground's been improved like so much, like with hideaways and these statues and stuff, and being able to go online and obviously like play with friends online and stuff in the underground. But to take like all of the good stuff out of the secret bases, like capture the flag's gone, traps have gone, decorations have gone. Like, I think that's just, I don't know why they took all that out. Like, they've actually smashed every single thing about this game so well. Like, they've done it all really, really well. That was one of the biggest features of the underground. Like, and I don't know why they're taking that out. I hope this guy's got it wrong.
Speaking of the Pokemon themselves, is there anything different about the combat this time, or the capturing, or anything involving, you know, the Pokemon themselves that stood out to you from the extended play session, or watching session, I guess? This is over a Zoom meeting, so
yeah, viewing session. It seems pretty identical to what we've come to expect from the more recent Pokemon games. The UI actually looks like a perfect upgrade of the original games, so it actually helps invoke that nostalgia feeling, because it looks like the classic UI, but kind of updated to a modern look. And it still has like the clean, accessible features of the more modern games. So like, if you register a Pokemon in your Pokedex and then you go to fight the same kind of Pokemon again, you'll see from your moves what's effective against it.
So there
which is just a nice, helpful
about the quality of life update. So again, let's Staravia against Roselia. If you already have Roselia, in your Pokedex, when you hover over Wing Attack, it will say like super effective, which again is what we had in like Sword and Shield and stuff. So they have kind of brought along a lot of quality of life updates and improvements, which it's to be expected because it's a remake. But
again,
yeah,
you'll see from your moves what's effective against it, which is just a nice, helpful feature.
Got it.
The health
okay.
bar goes down so
and
quick.
The original game didn't have an experience share, right? Or did
Okay,
it?
so
I think the original game had a
now he's talking about the experience share. So a lot of people are like saying that it is able to be turned off. Some people are saying it's not. Let's see what this guy says about it.
specific item that you can put onto a Pokemon, and that one Pokemon will gain some extra experience.
I remember that, right?
But now it's the whole case of, like more recent games, when you turn on the experience share, your whole party will get some percentage of or some portion of the EXP.
Okay.
The one that was in battle get the most. But thankfully, I think they said you can turn that off or on. So
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. It just confirmed it.
battle get the most. But thankfully, I think they said you can turn that off or on. So
They said you can turn it off or on. So this guy that's watched the gameplay and has actually spoke to the people has said that you can turn it off or on. But a lot of people are saying that you can't. They got it wrong. See, it was a mistake. So you can't turn it off. He says I think. That's like such a massive feature, and he's like, oh, I think you can.
one that was in battle get the most. But thankfully, I think they said you can turn that off or on. So
I think they said. Yeah, I mean, it's not concrete proof, is it? So I don't even know, man. I feel like that's something he definitely needed to get right because he's just completely confused a lot of people. They got it confused with autosave. There's autosave. Other sources say you can't turn the XP share off. I'm caught in two minds. I mean, we'll find out when, obviously, the games come out, but the guy said it, but that's not enough. Well, he might have got it right. He might have got it wrong. Why the early signal? Early signal. Cerebi said you can't. Where did Cerebi get that information, though, from? Are you sure, like... Because right now, I guess we're just going off the information of people that saw the gameplay. But Cerebi says you can't turn it. If I go to Cerebi, real quick, because I'm kind of like, this is kind of big information. Yeah, Cerebi says experience share is also back and affects all Pokemon, but like Sword and Shield, it cannot be turned off. Well, now we're in two minds, chat. I don't really know what to make of that, because Cerebi says you can't turn it off, and then the guy that's seen it says you can turn it off, but he says that you think. I don't really know. I feel like this guy got it wrong. I feel like you can't turn it off. But most journalists, including Cerebi, say you can't turn XP share off. Okay, so this guy probably got it wrong then, because he does say I think.
Do you know what?
But thankfully, I think they said you can turn that off or on.
Yeah, so I don't know how I feel. I feel like not being able to turn XP share off is a bit of a buzzkill. Like it makes the game so much easier. Like, I don't think they've changed the levels or anything for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but with the XP share, it just makes the game so much easier.
Okay. Do you know anything? Are there any changes or additions to the story? Do you know at all, or?
So when we asked about the story, they very specifically told us that this is a faithful recreation of the Diamond and Pearl games, but they can't tell us any more than that.
Well, that's a little bit
interesting. So maybe faithful with additions?
Yeah, like, it makes me feel like...
That's a little bit sus. So he said, so they told him that the storyline is the faithful, but that's all they can say. I mean, that's a bit of a sus moment right there, to be fair.
I can't tell if they're just not saying it because it's a case of, well, there's a bunch of new people about to experience this game, or if that means there's actually changes.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, just to be clear, I would not read too much into that statement because Nintendo like hides things when there's nothing to hide. So who knows what that means in this case. So I guess for you, in an overall sense, Triss, how was it like, revisiting this, revisiting it in a, having watched it, I guess. Are you more excited now to revisit it? Was there anything else that surprised you about it? And how excited are you to kind of get to go hands-on with it yourself at this point?
I'm definitely a lot more excited now that I've got to see it myself more than I was before. Because at this point, up until this point rather, most of my focus was put into Pokemon Legends, like all the coverage we were doing and all that, so I didn't get too much of a chance to really explore what's going on with the Diamond and Pearl remakes until this, and then looking back at all the trailers and such for it. And I'm just really excited for this because I loved these games growing up. These were the games that got me like super into Pokemon. Like I had already been playing the earlier gens before this, but I don't know what it was about Diamond and Pearl, but those were the ones that like really hooked me in, and I put like several hundred hours into them growing up. So it's definitely an exciting feeling knowing that these are about a month away now.
Yeah, November 19th, so not far away at all. Yeah, there's so many games recently, and this is two, basically 2 games on November 19th. Is there anything, any final things you want to leave our audience with, Tris, before we fully wrap it up here about this game? Anything else that stood out to you, or any other final thoughts?
I addressed this in our 6 details we learned, but learning that Amity Square specifically restricts you to cute Pokemon was really funny. And when I was narrating that video, my husband jumped up and goes, "How can you?"
So with Amity Square, you only allow cute Pokemon. But what determines it? So basically, you know where in Amity Square where you can run around and have like your whole team with you, which is like the 6 Pokemon. Apparently, they can only be cute Pokemon. But what determines if they're cute or not? Like, is there a certain section of Pokemon that can only be used? I don't really understand what determines a cute Pokemon.
You do that.
Who is to judge what is a cute Pokemon or not?
Exactly. That's what was really funny about it. I just had to make sure that got said because that had.
This isn't an official trailer, but it's new gameplay. It's basically people that have watched 30 minutes of the game and they're talking about it and talking about new features and stuff. I've got a video coming out in a bit anyway. I'll break this down and stuff later on.
In the middle of my recording.
Just kind of reacting to it.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty great. So is that everything then, Tris? Is that everything you have to share with us from your 30 minutes of watch viewing time with this game?
Yeah, I think so, because they mostly showed us things that we had already seen from the trailers we had up until
you can only have cute Pokemon, but I don't know what like determines a cute what is a cute Pokemon. Like someone might look at a Cradily and be like, that's cute, but I know it was only a handful of Pokemon in the original, but I just like what determines if it's cute or not. I don't know.
And I'm sure there's plenty other new things to look into, but this preview event was
Drifloon is cute.
Mainly meant to give us a look
carries
at,
off kids to kill them.
or rather, an in-game look at what we've already had advertised to us in trailers. And I gotta say, I'm really excited for it. Now that I've actually got to see a lot more, I'm really excited to come back to this gen and the Sinnoh region in general and see what has and hasn't changed in the 15 years.
Oh, real quick, actually, to that point, how did the music sound in the 15 years since you heard the last?
It honestly sounds really nice. I don't know if every single song in the game is remixed, obviously, because we haven't heard enough to know that. Right. But everything we have heard does sound really nice, and I'm looking forward to seeing how like Cynthia's theme, the Champion's theme, is completely redone, because that's become like a Pokemon classic.
Yeah, it's in Smash Brothers currently.
Yep.
Okay, well, there we go. That sells that. All the same classic. All right, everyone, that is our preview of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So, Tris, thank you for sharing your thoughts about the game so far as we approach this November 19th release date. Again, not that far away. If you want even more details about...
I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this. I think it's... I think there's a lot of things to take over that. I've got an article here that I think pretty much sums everything up that we needed to kind of go over, which is this one. And apparently it just goes over everything that is new that we found out today from the gameplay and stuff. So it says let me turn this down a little bit actually. Right. So it says the international press gained access to a demo version of Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl granted by both Nintendo and the Pokemon Company to publish their first impressions of remakes of the Sinnoh games developed by ILCA. Below we have compiled some information that was published by media outlets. So these are all of the new things that have basically they summed up from all the new gameplay. So experience share is present in games from the beginning, sharing the experience gained in battles with all Pokemon on the team. As in Pokemon Sword and Shield, it cannot be disabled. So I think that guy just got it wrong. I think that you just can't turn it off. I think he just got it wrong. I think he was talking about autosave, which is apparently a feature. So he just got that wrong, unfortunately. But yeah, looks like experience share cannot be turned off, which is interesting. I don't know why. It surely isn't that hard to turn it off and on. It says the game features quality of life improvements implemented in the most recent games in the main franchise, such as the indication of effectiveness of attacks for Pokemon that the player has faced before. So yeah, that's just talking about like if you're using Wing Attack on a Roselia and you've faced Roselia before, it will say super effective. It It was also confirmed that the player will be able to access the box system within their where their Pokemon are stored at any time during the game for exchange between their teammates, which I think is just a really good quality of life update, to be fair. I'm really happy that that's back. It just makes life easier. Autosave is present and enabled by default in games, with the player's option to disable it to use manual save at any time via the options menu. So if you can toggle autosave off or on, why can't you toggle XP share off or on? And it says, oh wait, what? National Pokedex doesn't feature in games. But Sinnoh's original encyclopedia has been expanded to cover 450 Pokemon from the first 4 generations. So there's no national dex. But Sinnoh's original encyclopedia has been expanded to cover 450 Pokemon. How many Pokemon were in the original? It was at 400 and... What was the original Platinum Dex? Was it 4... Oh my god, what was it? Was it 493? So they've cut out 43 Pokemon. Bro, who have they cut out? How are you going to cut out 43 Pokemon? Hey, some people are going to be annoyed, man. Odds on it's Breloom. Odds on it's Shroomish and Breloom. I don't know. What's the point? They've got 450 Pokemon. There's 43 more. Why didn't they just put them all in? How do you determine 43 Pokemon to just... The 43 missing Pokemon are probably Mythicals and Legendaries. Yeah, that's actually a shout, to be fair. That's actually a shout. Yeah, it probably is Mythicals and Legendaries. But then again, Sinnoh had so many Mythicals, though. Had Shaman, Manaphy, Fione, Arceus, Darkrai. Is that all of them? And, like, Diamond and Pearl had so many Legendaries and Mythicals. So... I mean, I'm guessing it's Mythicals and Legendaries from other games. But at the same time, when Pokemon Home becomes available to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, does that mean that you wouldn't be able to trade in like a Ho-Oh? Because Ho-Oh was in the original deck, so... TMs will follow the usage pattern implemented in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, with only usage per disc. However, it will be easy to get more TMs of the same move. So we've got breakable TMs back from Sword and Shield. Fairy types are in the game, yeah. So, okay, but it's easier to get TMs. See, it was easier to get TMs in Sword and Shield because you had raids. You can trade stuff to Sword and Shield that don't have dex entries. That's very true, to be fair. Yeah, maybe it's just similar to that. Could be DLC content. So yeah, TMs do break, and then it says MOs, which is the new name of HMs. So HMs are now called MOs. Are enabled in Poketch after the player is victorious against each of the gym leaders. So that's a little bit, that kind of makes sense. Bro, I don't know, there's some interesting things here. Experience share not being able to be toggled. Bro, I don't know how I feel about it, man. It's some interesting stuff. I'll make a video breaking everything down anyway, but that's some madness. TRs break in Sword and Shield, TMs do not. So is there TRs or they're just TMs or they're TRs? I don't even know. When it was just a demo, they didn't want the test to see everything, so they could cut stuff out by like turning off the XP share. But apparently it's been confirmed that that's the thing, though. They didn't talk about the marshlands. No, they haven't spoken about the Safari Zone. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one, man. I wasn't expecting all this like new stuff today, but I'm expecting a trailer like next week or something. TR's breaking Sword and Shield, but I don't know if TRs are in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, because it just says TMs will follow the usage implemented in Sword and Shield, with only one usage per disc. So I think TRs aren't in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. TMs are, but they break after one disc. However, it'll be easy to get more of the same move. So I guess that makes the game harder. Okay. Just leave us with our XP share switch, hope, will you? I'm just surprised that you can't toggle it off. I just feel like you should be able to. They're only working with half the national decks and still cut Pokemon. Well, we don't know if this means those Pokemon... Like, that just means that the Pokedex So there's no national dex, but Sinnoh's original encyclopedia has been expanded to cover 450 Pokemon from the first 4 generations. So that basically confirmed there's no 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th generation Pokemon in the game. So I don't know if that means Sylveon's not in the game then. So I don't know if that means that it's cut 43 Pokemon completely, or it just means that 43 Pokemon don't have a dex entry. Which I'm more likely to believe that they just don't have a dex entry, because like I say, if you're trying to trade in a Pokemon like Celebi or Lugia or Ho-Oh or Raikou or something like a legendary from Gen 2 from Pokemon Home, does that mean you just can't put it in the game, or does it mean that it just doesn't have a Pokedex entry? I also feel like we definitely don't have Mega Evolutions now. You think they mean 550? But Sinnoh's original pick has been expanded to cover. Are you sure it's... I don't think it's a typo. Because it says the original encyclopedia has been expanded to cover 450. Like, you wouldn't be expanding an original encyclopedia if the original was 493. You'd be getting rid of it. I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of it's been explained badly. Is there any more stuff on what does it sound Cerebi? The mechanics, including quality of life upgrades shown with past generations, have also returned, such as showing type effectiveness in battle. TMs are also single use in the game, but there will be opportunities to get more. According to Polygon, you can change the Pokemon in your party with Pokemon in storage at any time. So yeah, I don't know if you... I don't know. I feel like we've got more questions that need to be answered now. Why does it say expanded though and it's not been cut? I don't know, man. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. It's a tough one. Can we start an XP share toggle movement, please? It's a confusing article because TMs are not treated the way in Sword and Shield the way the article states they have. Exactly, yeah. I think they're referring to TRs, which are the breakable ones in Sword and Shield. It can't be 550. Gen 4 only had 493. That's what I mean. But it says expanded. So I don't know. Fairy types were confirmed. Yeah, Fairy types been confirmed ages ago. Platinum had 210. I think they're referring to the national decks though. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused. I think it will become clearer over the next few days. I think, when we have more information, because it's kind of just a lot of information just been thrown at us right now. So I think there will be explained more over the course of the next few days. Fingers crossed. But yeah, that's gonna be everything for today's stream. I just wanted to do a little one. Just because I wanted to do something different. There was like videos to watch and stuff to break down. I'll still make a video talking about it all, but yeah, I just thought I'd do something like that. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, subscribe if you're brand new. We usually go update with like all the latest BDSP stuff. But anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I should still see you later on a stream, but if not, I'll see you tomorrow. Until then though, guys, peace.